In this video, I'm going to give you 4 players for game week 16 that you might want to consider bringing into your side, including one real differential, very lowly owned, under 1%. Let's have a look at them. Before we have a look at those players, hit that subscribe button, guys. Whether you're new to the channel or you just enjoy FPL content, there's plenty more coming at you as team selection, transfer tip videos. But in the meantime, let's have a look at these players. First player up then is Chelsea midfielder Mason Mount. He has good fixtures coming up. Leeds at home, Everton. 2 games you'd like to target. You'd think Wolves away, Villa away could be tricky. And then you've got Brighton, Liverpool. Chelsea, you'd say, almost fixture proof. They certainly can score goals against anyone. 7.5 million, not cheap, but he's not expensive either. 4.7% at the time of this recording owned. That just seems to be going up all the time. So he is becoming a more popular pick. Prices could go up. 5 goals, 5 assists this season. Obviously got 3 of those in the Norwich game, but again, he's got 4 goal contributions in the last 2 games, so that bodes well. He's in form. XGI looks really good at 0.71. That's up there with most players. Shots per 90, 2.88. That's fine as well. So all those stats seem to marry up. In terms of in form, yes, he's in form. He's got 2 in the last 2. Fixtures look fine to me. Nailed, that's the only question, I suppose. If you've got a way into that Chelsea midfield and you've got a nailed player who's getting forward at 7.5, that seems like a good option to me. Has played a lot of games in the last 2 seasons. That tells us that he's a popular pick. Under Tuchel, he was playing a lot of games, 37s last season as well. So, is he now? That's the only question. That's the only caveat I have for Mount at the moment. He seems to be getting the minutes. I would want to check on the Champions League to see if he gets a rest during that as well. Only other thing that could possibly be doubtful is if you've got 2 Chelsea defenders, if you're doubling up on that defence with maybe a James or a Rudiger or an Alonso, and you want to get Lukaku, this would block that move. But with Kovacic and Kante out the side at the moment, possibly come back soon, he looks like a really good option. 7.5, quite lowly owned. I really like him. If you can upgrade from, let's say, a Rafinha, go to a Mount, I don't see why you wouldn't do it. He looks good value. Next player on the list, it seems too obvious, but I've got to cover him. Manchester City, it's Bernardo Silva. Those fixtures and a Man City player in form just look too good to ignore. Wolves, you expect them to be quite defensively quite strong. Then you've got Leeds, Newcastle, Leicester, Brentford, Arsenal. Again, Manchester City scoring goals for fun at the moment. Look really good. Bernardo on fire. 7.5 million. So he's same as Mount, but he's owned by, well, every 1 in 5 fantasy managers own him. And again, you expect that to go up as well as the price. He just looks like a really good player at the moment. 7 goals, 2 assists. His XGI is not wildly impressive at 0.57, and you'd have to say shots in and around the box 1.3. Again, not wildly impressive. I've covered this before. The likes of Gundogan, now you look at Mount at the same price. Gundogan's slightly cheaper. Again, they are getting much better figures and stats, but Bernardo is putting the ball in the back of the net, so you have to put that in consideration. I don't know how much longer I can ignore Bernardo. He just looks... Getting the rest in midweek as well. He's not travelled with the Champions League side, so we know maybe that's going to guarantee him more minutes. He's got his rest, so perhaps the league games he will play. The fixtures look brilliant for Manchester City coming up in the long term. In form, I've put the stats don't bode well for him, but at the moment he's overachieving in that department. I don't think we can ignore him. Competition-wise, KDB coming back, Foden, Grealish, are those going to take minutes away from Bernardo as well as Gundogan? I'm just not convinced. He looks like he's a man in form. Pep's giving him all the starts he needs. He's getting the rest of midweek. I think I'm going to have to bring Bernardo in. It's going to either be him or Mount or one of the other players that I'm about to talk about. But he's got to be right at the top of your shopping list. Next up is a West Ham midfielder, Jared Bowen. His fixtures look absolutely brilliant over the next few weeks up until Christmas. In fact, this is why we really be looking at West Ham midfielders or any West Ham asset at the moment. Antonio, obviously very highly owned at the moment. People bringing him in. Jared Bowen, very much a cheap player at 6.4. Great ability to go across from Rafinha to him. He looks like a great option. Only 3.8% owned. I couldn't believe it when I saw that. I thought he's still a differential. The good thing about Bowen is as well, He is playing pretty much every game. I think there's one game this season which he has not started. His stats look decent. 3 goals, 7 assists. XGI is pretty good, 0.55. You have to temper that with the fact that he's only £6.4 million, so he's a cheap player to bring in. Shots per 90, 2.68. That's decent as well. If you look at the ins and outs of him in form, yes, he got a goal and assist against Chelsea. He's nailed, like I said, I think he didn't start the Man City game away, whether that was tactical, but he's started every game this season, with the exception of that. 5 points per 90 he's averaging. He's got the fixtures. West Ham's fixtures look brilliant. I can't really think of many downsides to Bowen. The price is just so good. He enables you to do so many other things elsewhere. That West Ham side is scoring goals against everyone. Liverpool, Chelsea, the likes. Even went to Man City and scored. So there isn't many downsides. The only thing I think is, do you want to double up on a West Ham attack if you've got Antonio already? I think I probably still would, given how well they're playing, given those fixtures. I don't see many downside or many reasons why you wouldn't want to go for Bowen. So he is another one I'm definitely considering bringing in. Fred. There you go, I've said it. I'm going to put him as my last one. I looked into him. The reason why I've picked a Manchester United player is obvious. Look at those fixtures. Norwich, Brentford, Newcastle, Burnley. Fred, I'm really struggling for any Manchester United assets. I want to get onto Manchester United because of those fixtures. Not sure about the new manager effect, what's going to happen with him, how's his style of play, what's going to happen and who's going to get in the side. Ronaldo's very expensive. He seems an option, but he might not be able to get to with the other players you have on his side. Then you've got the likes of Rashford, again over 9 million. Don't like the idea of him only playing 70 minutes every game. Then Greenwood not getting any minutes, so he got a contribution last game. Fernandes over 11 million, now even not on pen, scored 1 in the last 15 or so games. Don't like the sound of that. So I'm really struggling, even with Sancho. Hasn't done enough for me to warrant the price. Who else can I get in that Manchester United midfield on those games? He's less than 1% owned. He's only 4.4 million. That's the key for me. I don't think he's going to be my first choice midfielder, but if I needed an enabler, someone's going to allow me to do other things, and it gives me a Manchester United midfielder, maybe he is an option. Got to say, he's got 2 goals, 2 assists. 3 of those goal contributions, 1 goal, 2 assists, have come in the last 2 games. So his overall XGI very low, 0.06. Not getting many shots in and around the box either, 0.52. But he's played last 3, got 90 minutes. He's got the fixtures. Has his position changed? Like I said, last 2 games, 3 key passes, 2 shots, 3 goal contributions. He scored 1, got 2 assists against Palace. Now, 4.4, that's really good value for someone like that. Am I expecting him to keep that up? No, he cannot possibly keep that up. But is he getting forward a bit more? What's his role going to be? At 4.4 million, I don't think there's going to be any better, cheaper players at that option. I don't mind benching him at 4.4, but you know what? If he can show he can get forward, he gets a shot off every now and then, he gets those key passes, Manchester United start playing where he can pick up the assists, he's a possibility. Those low stats are a worry. I would want to keep on top of him. If I want desperately to get another player in and I've only got 4.5 million to spend, possibly he's an option then. But I'm not suggesting for a minute that I'm going to bring him straight in the side. I don't think he's going to score double-digit hauls. But you know what? 4.4, it's got to be worth just putting him on the watch list and keeping tabs on him for now. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. We've got team selection video, transfer tips out later on this week. In the meantime, any comments below? Anyone I've tempted you to bring in? Anyone you think we've overlooked that we should be looking at? In the meantime, have a great week, guys. I'll speak to you soon.